What's your biggest weakness is a dreaded job interview question that no one wants to answer, but let's not make it worse by giving a bad answer. So today we are going to talk about 5 bad answers that you do not want to use when answering what's your biggest weakness in a job interview. Now, if we haven't met, my name is Cassandra and I help motivated professionals build their careers through practical tips to gain career confidence. So let's talk about what's your biggest weakness. Like it or not, this is a question that comes up a lot, so we need to be prepared for it. And sometimes I think we learn better by knowing what not to do than what to do. So 5 things you don't want to say. Number 1, something directly related to the job. Now, if the job is a job where you have to train people, right? Let's say you're going to be a trainer. Part of your work is that you have to train those under you. You don't want to say, oh, I have a really hard time giving people instructions, or I have a really hard time with public speaking. Like, that's directly related to the job. And you would think this is obvious, but people do it all the time. So don't make the mistake. If it's a sales job, we don't tell them, well, I'm really shy. Well, then you shouldn't be going for this job. So nothing directly related. Now, number 2, a skill that is in no way related. This is normally a hard skill. I have asked people before, hey, what's your biggest weakness? And they will say something like Photoshop. And this is a job where you are not using anything Photoshop, creative, marketing related at all, or design related at all. And they won't give a reason behind it either. They just go, Photoshop. What? Like, that doesn't work. Don't give some far off skill that has nothing to do with it. Number 3, the bad answer you don't want to give, and this is a classic, is a strength disguised as a weakness. This is one of those that's so bad, even The Office has made fun of it by having Michael just go straight for it, even when asked what his strength was.
What do you think your greatest strengths as a manager? Why don't I tell you what my greatest weaknesses are? I work too hard, I care too much, and sometimes I can be too invested in my job.
Okay. And your strengths?
Well, my weaknesses are actually strengths.
Oh. Yes. Very good.
There you go.
Very good.
You know, we do not want to say things like, oh, I'm a perfectionist. Oh, I'm just such a workaholic. Oh, I take work home with me all the time. Or, oh, I don't know how to let go of those day-to-day responsibilities. Or sometimes my attention to detail just really holds me up from getting projects done. We get it. Do not use a strength masked as a weakness. Number 4, and if you're here, this one might shock you. Number 4, not giving an answer. That's right. There are people who will go, oh, you know what? I don't know my weakness. Or, oh, I don't have one. No, you're perfect. Like, you're a superhero. What? No, you're not. Superheroes aren't even perfect. You're not perfect. So don't say, I don't have one, or, I don't know. You should know and have thought about this to be able to share with them, hey, here's my weakness. Here's what I'm not great at. Number 5, a confession. Now, this one happens when sometimes one of our weaknesses is a bit raw. Maybe it's something that a supervisor has just told you, you really need to work on this thing. Or it's something that you got in trouble for. Or it's something you're not great at. Like, oh, I tend to run late a lot. I don't know why. I can't be on time. It's just so hard for me. But, it's just, I tend to be late a lot. Like, hey, no, they don't need to, you don't need to confess things. Or, I just had a sit down with my supervisor and they said I really need to work on blah, 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 blah. And it's really affecting my relationship with my customers and yada. Sometimes when something is a new brought up weakness to us or something that we really struggle with, we end up kind of confessing in an interview. y'all, I think I've done this one. And it's not pretty. It's not going to go well. Stay away from something that's maybe a little too raw, a little too still on the surface. You don't need to confess that thing that you're really bad at and probably isn't going to get better. Now, what you want to do, just to give you the short version, and then I have a whole other video about it where you can learn more, is you want to give something that's an actual weakness but is not directly related to the job, and then how you are working on it. So that's the other reason why we don't want to give the confession type, is it's probably raw and new and we haven't gotten to work on it. So give an actual weakness to show that we are not perfect. We do not think we're perfect. We know we need to improve on things. Then give how you're working on it. What are you doing to make sure you're getting better at this thing so that it will not be a big issue in the job if you get it. Okay. Now, if you want more help on it, I do have a whole video about it. I will link it in the description box below and at the cards at the end. Now, if you are looking for more help on interviewing, I highly recommend you get my interview confidence course. You can get it in the description box below. It is everything you need to make sure you are prepared and confident when walking into that job interview. I am giving you the system that I personally use when getting prepared for any interview to make sure I go in ready and excited for the job. And I want that for you too. I want you to go in feeling prepared and confident. So grab that interview confidence course so that you can start preparing well to be confident and land the job. Because, right, we don't want to just be confident in the interview. We want to actually get the job. Go check that out below. And that's it for today. I will see you in the next one. Bye.